Hey everyone, you may have noticed that there was not an intro scene on this video. We've decided to drop those to maximize learning time in our videos. So, with that said, we've already taken a look at diffuse specular and transparency qualities. In this video, we're going to take a look at the mirror function. Now, as you might guess, mirror controls the amount of reflectiveness a surface may possess, or a mirror-like quality. Alright, to see this better, I've created a simple scene labeled Monkey Mirror in your assets. Be sure to grab that, and then let's load it up. When you open it, you should have two windows open. If not, simply pull open a second window and choose the UV image editor. Now, when we look at the scene, we see we have a kind of purplish wall, a checker floor, and a red monkey. If we orbit around a bit, we can see that I've placed a lime green monkey behind the wall. I've also added in an extra light to make our results a little easier and more dramatic to see. So, let's start by hitting F12 to render our scene. Now you can see that we get exactly what we'd expect in our render. We have all of our diffuse colors showing up and rendering nicely, if not very brightly. Now it's time to play with some of the settings and see what we can change. Let's make sure our wall is selected, and then go to the material editor. Making our wall behave like a mirror really is as simple as scrolling down and engaging the mirror checkbox, then increasing our reflectivity slider. Let's push it to 50% and see what we get when we render again. 0.5 in Blender. Now when we render, you can see that we get a good reflection of our scene, but at 50% we're still showing some of the wall's diffuse color characteristics. Let's go ahead and push it up to 1 and render again. This time, we get a perfect reflection with all of the diffuse information being overridden by the mirror function. It's not truly 100% overridden, but you have to have your faces at a very extreme angle for that color to show up. But if you do see it, it's not broken. That's just the way it works. Alright, now let's have a look at why I put a monkey behind the wall. Above mirror, let's check our transparency setting. Make sure Z transparency is selected, and let's increase it to 0.5. Let's render F12 and see what we get. Now we can see our wall has both mirror and window-like qualities. This is a good demonstration of combining settings in Blender to get an effect. If you play around with it some more, you can get those reflections and the transparency to look very much like you're looking through a window or a dirtyish window. You can play around with both of the amounts and just see what kind of changes you get. Alright, let's uncheck both from our wall and return it to its basic diffuse color. Now let's select the monkey and set its mirror setting to 1, and then render. Again, we see that the monkey's diffuse color is overridden because all of the faces are reflecting the floor, wall, and gray background at 100%, with a few exceptions of extremely sharp angles where we can see just a tint of red. Alright, now let's try adding some diffuse color to our mirror setting. And then, once again, let's render. As you see, everything is still reflected, but the monkey takes on a kind of colored glass attribute as well. Let's turn the mirror function on our wall back on and push it up to 100%. We can still see the same diffuse color reflected in our mirror. Now we have one more setting I'd like to look at in this video, and that's the Fresnel setting under our mirror attribute. If we increase our Fresnel to, let's do 1.25, and render again, we'll see that some of our original diffuse color is once again showing up on the faces of the monkey. You should note that they are the faces that are turned towards the camera. Should also note that if you look at the reflection in our mirror, the faces in the reflection that are turned towards the camera also have some of that original diffuse color. Alright, I think that's pretty well covers what mirror does. Continue to play around with the various settings a while, both in mirror and transparency, and see what kind of interesting effects you can come up with. Now, if you really want to go the extra mile, try playing with settings until you get kind of an infinity mirror result. An infinity mirror is where you look into a mirror and everything just seems to kind of repeat endlessly. As a hint, you can delete the front monkey and sandwich the back monkey between two walls. You'll also need both mirror and transparency to pull the effect off. Good luck! I'll see you in the next video.